Right, that should be me live. And hello everyone. I'm hoping that's me live anyway. There we go. I definitely know that I'm live now. Hello everyone, and welcome to JWE for the first time in a while. A proper JWE stream. It's just Fletcher today, so Dane is not here, so I'm doing all the moderating myself. So do try to be nice to me. And yeah, so today we're going to do something a little different. Instead of just outrightly destroying all the trees on the map when you start, I've decided to go the opposite route. We're going to build a park completely in this forest and see how it looks. See if we can sort of keep some of the forested nature intact. Hello, eagles. I do have chat open on on my tablet as opposed to on my PC because yet again YouTube's chat is not updating for me in live time. I'm going to have to talk to Evo about how she gets hers to work, I think. Um, and yes, being nice and not being a nuisance would be appreciated for sure. As you can see, I've already started by putting in hatchery and all the usual busy work buildings on this mountain here. We are on Islam Huerta East, if you haven't um, already figured it out. And what we're just going to get started with building our entrance. I quite like the idea of our visitors having to descend into the forest. So I want my entrances to be up here. Do let me know if it's not loud enough or if I'm too loud or whatever. I've guesstimated the positions. Zi-Fi, this is Islam Huerta East. Obviously running in expanded islands mod. I kind of like to think of the expanded islands mod as like running Jurassic World Evolution in Windows borderless. It's like you have no borders to restrict your park. And yeah, I like Murta East myself, Eagles, primarily because of the shape, and it's like one of the few maps in the base game which comes mostly flat at the beginning. So you don't have to mess around with lots of flattening and such. I would kind of like to have another one there. It's going to make me flatten some more terrain. Flatten, flatten, flatten. And hello, Predator. Nice to see you here. Oop. Right, let's get another. Is that... What angle is that? That's 2 off of the center line. Or is that the center line? So that would be sort of equal. Yeah, that would be fine. Let's put that on down there. And we'll have them descend into the park down this sort of slope. Less actual building space, but a better looking park. Yeah, I think that's primarily one of the things that I think a lot of people don't do when they're playing a lot of building games, City Skylines, Jurassic World, Planet Zoo. Like they sort of fill up so much of the area with um, the park buildings, and they don't have enough open space, so everything looks a bit squished in. Um, ooh, that's slightly not circular, is it? That looks like a better circle. Oh, it wasn't far off. I don't mind if that's a little squished. Actually, I do. That's going to drive me nuts. Behind every good park builder is a excessively fussy. There you go. That'll do. That's better. Okay, so we'll have a path going down here to park level. Look at that. I like the effect that gives us already. There. Of course, the only problem with having covered everything with trees is I cannot see where I have possible enclosure space. So actually, there it looks like we've got possible enclosure space down here. So we'll have our first enclosure down there. Let's just put in the basic buildings that we need though for our guests to not whine at us. I like that. Just some news about Triglaw in general. We still seem to be stuck at 55 subscribers. So any further subscribers you guys can grab us by mentioning us to your friends or whatever, it would be very much appreciated. We are going to be next week we've got another debate video coming out, and we've got Vice, our third man, is going to be putting his first Pokemon Uranium video up, which is the fan game, the Pokemon fan game that tried to get shut down but seemingly hasn't. So if any of you are into Pokemon, you can check that out. What other buildings? We'll have a fossil zone up here. So that's again a pretty basic building. Where do I want that? I wish all these buildings from the Jurassic World era were not so enormous. It's a persistent annoyance of mine, it really is. There we go. Can I just... Excellent. Just... Just cover this. You could mention your streams in the Discord. Eagles, the only problem with that is I'm not technically allowed because that's classified as self-advertising. Like, the most I can do is mention it is in my name's sort of sentence underneath. That's the most that I can do. I'm not allowed to directly say to people, here's a stream that's going on. Which is why I'm kind of hoping I do win something in the Battle of the Builders, because obviously my Battle of the Builders submission is on Tricolor. So I'm sort of hoping that Evo's if I do win anything, it will give us a bit of a shout out. It was cheeky, but I think it's fair. We'll have a little bit of a garden affair going on here. I have so many pieces of scenery now. It really is quite it's quite difficult to now think about what I'm actually building or wanting to build because I've got so much scenery. And Fallout is here. Fallout, everyone, is a very important person to me and to Dane, so do be nice to him. And hello, Guillermo, as well. Welcome. That looks good. Yes. Okay, let's put some plants down in here. Everyone's getting a bit of a quick show off of designing nice decorative gap fill. I don't really like those thorn plants. I think they look a bit bizarre. Actually, let's have a tree instead. There we go. Looks like a little den. Yeah, just a nice little rock structure. Put some flowers in. Don't get too heavy on the flowers and such underneath the overhangs, because stuff simply wouldn't grow there. So if you want to be realistic, don't carpet the whole area. Just put a little bit of rock texture underneath. That might have been a bit much. Slowly. We got our nice little entrance. Right. We need suggestions for our first prehistoric creature. And I use the word prehistoric creature because I have several that are not dinosaurs. We have 106 to choose from. So, Eagles, since you were first here, give me a herbivore, please. Or perhaps let's go instead of just any herbivore, specific type of herbivore, so like a sauropod or stegosaur or ceratopsian. I have many to choose from. Eagles. Okay, anyone give me then, in that case, herbivorous species, family of dinosaurs. Hadrosaurs. Eagle says hadrosaurs. Okay, so that limits us to, blimey, what do we have? Is Dinoceras classified as a... No, it's an ornithomimid. Okay, so that's, Lambeosaurus, my Edmontosaurus and then a Titan, Parasaurolophus, Martiporosaurus. Don't worry, Sci-Fi. We'll put some Cosmoceratops into this Hadrosaur paddock as well. Predator, Fallout. No, Fallout probably won't be good with dinosaurs. He needs some education, people. Predator, give me a Hadrosaur for me. Actually, and while you're figuring out what Hadrosaur I'm going to have, I suppose I better actually build a paddock for them. Sci-Fi, Oranosaurus, Jungle, and Wetland. Yeah, okay then. That, now what we're going to try and do is use as little of the actual fencing as possible and try to surround the rest of the enclosure with invisible fencing. There we go. Let's have it going around here. Like such. We'll where's... Is that where the fence line... There we go. Now, if we just remove these from in here, got to... So what we're doing here is we're not going right up to the line of the fencing. You want to try and keep some of the trees in play, just for the illusion of space. Yeah, that shouldn't be too small. That should be okay. Ah, Amargasaurus. Okay, so the next herbivore will be Amargasaurus then. But for the time being, we're going to use the Cosmoceratops and the Oranosaurus in here. And we'll give them quite a patch of water there, and that also helps to hide the line of the invisible fence. A little sand at the edge, just to make it look like there's just a light. Just a low water patch there. Let's get these Oranosaurus. Jungle and wetland. Zi-Fi said, I don't know what they look like with the new skins, so I suppose we'll find out. I always miss Oranosaurus. It's over there now. There it is. Jungle. And a wetland. Oh, goodbye, Sci-Fi. I hope you rewatch this when you're awake. Right, so the Oranosaurus are on the way. We better make sure they've got something to eat. If we put one in the shade of those trees, and we'll put one put one over here. Yep. Right, the Oranosaurus should be ready now. Just gonna have a drink while these come out. So that is what the jungle ones look like. And the wetland ones, quite a bit different. That's okay. Let's get the rest of our paddock finished off. So let's go for... Alright, let's put in a few rocks in the water here. And we'll put some sort of... We'll put a rock formation there. Can I actually put a rock over the top of that? Oh, I can. As long as it's not too close. It's almost over the top. We'll put a couple of fallen logs around here. Covering the water there. Right. And then in terms of normal trees, we'll go quite temperate with this one, I think. One there. 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 These thin, spindly trees can pass for mangroves if you put them in the water. sort of the best we have for mangroves. I do have the instant incubation. Well, no, I don't have the instant incubation mod. I have, as part of the ultimate mixed eras, they added a mod that allows you to have an upgrade to mass produce dinosaurs quite fast. So some flowers down here. Use the grasslands brush just to give us a bit of an edge to the forest, otherwise it sort of looks a bit unrealistic if it just stops. You're not going to give me any bushes. There you go. Thank you. Maybe turn the intensity down. I would like just a few. Couple of smaller trees around here. Yeah, that's nice. And just a little shale texture around the edge there to make it look like it's well traveled. Which of course it would be if there were dinosaurs going all over it all of the time. And that looks good. Yeah, liking that. Right, let's get our Rhinoceros in. Nope, wrong one. Get those tranked. I only use the shrubs when I'm cutting off a tree line. I tend to use the flowers quite often. What are we selling in our fossil zone? A pterosaur wall plaque. We'll keep that. What are we selling in the restaurant? Vegan bimbi wrap. I don't think so. Let's sell the tacos. Oh, I think we can get a bit higher than that. Yeah, I like how that looks. Nestled away in there. Don't like how severe this yellow is at times. Let's just use the rock texture. That's better. Ah, right. Tyrannosaurus to be moved. And hello there, bro. How are you? Is that anti-veganism? No, not at all. I have nothing to say against vegans whatsoever. Right, we were going to have some Cosmoceratops in here, weren't we? We'll just have we'll have three because we don't want to go too heavy. We'll have two with the basic and one of Arid. Let's see what the Arid one looks like. So Cosmoceratops is a bit of a weird oddity. It's got this the spikes on the frill bend downwards and the horns bend outwards quite far, unlike other ceratopsians, where the horns are kind of more sort of facing forwards. It's a very weird looking member of the family. But it's nice to just have any new herbivore species, since everyone seems to be focusing on carnivores at the moment. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, eagles. Okay, let's see what the arid one looks like. So the Arid Pattern, you get a slightly different body colour and more of a purple colour to the frill, which is, I suppose, alright. It'll do. Right, go knock out these guys. Then we can start working on our first carnivore enclosure. I think it's based on the Cosmo, I think. It's based, that would be the closest to it for size, I reckon. Can we have a... We'll have a small square at the end there. Okay, and carnivore time. So any suggestions for carnivores for our first carnivore? So don't suggest anything like T-Rex or Velociraptor or anything like that. We just want a simple first carnivore here. Let's get this double layering started. Since we're going for a small one, we won't go massively heavy with the fencing. Just a standard double layer fence should work for the time being. You don't put the best dinosaur at the front of the park, Fallout. That's now I know that some people who will go unmentioned particularly hate me double layering my fences, but it's just an important piece of making your paddocks look realistic to me. Ugh. Of course, it's not always easy to do if you get your paddocks in a bit of a mess like that. Medium-ish. Yeah. Depending on how medium-ish you were thinking, Eagles. There we go. That should be enough double layering to get away with. Okay. Not like Baryonyx or Carnosaurus, smaller side like Metriacanthosaurus or Concavoraptor. We could do Levi's Concavoraptor, that's for sure. Okay, we do have a bit of a problem down here, because some of those trees are covering up the end of the fence. There you go. And similar problem down there. So, as long as we don't do... It's very strange. Let me put in a patch of forest there. Oh well. Right. Concavenita, not Concavoraptor. Oh, yes. Good point. Here we are. Let's give them a bit of a sandy exhibit. Since this is coming straight off the beach. Oh, the Cosmoceratops need to be moved as well. Whoops. I don't want them starving to death. See you in a minute, Eagles. Oh, blimey, that was fast. Right. Concavenator. Levi's Concavenator. Let's just finish building that paddock first. Right. We'll have a meaty feeder station there and a meaty feeder station down here. We'll give them Put a few rocks into this river again, just to make it look more interesting. Fallen redwood tree. Let's put a couple of fallen trees up here. We can repair that. I hate it when it does that. It's like, you've put a tree down here. Super massive amounts of terrain required. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah. Just put some trees up here. That may have been too heavy on the trees, I bet. Just a few, just to make that tree look a little less weird. That's hanging over by far too much. There you go, that's more realistic. Yeah, a few overhanging trees just for interest again. Let's see, small cluster of ferns. No, let's go for the bigger ferns. Down here. Use the crag rush. It's not so heavy on the grass and the flowers, so it doesn't look too weird growing over sand. And a couple of palm trees for that beachy feel. Yeah, that works just fine. We've gotten rid of quite a lot of trees just with those two paddocks. So let's put in some just replace a few. Right, let's get these concave venators. Concave venators. Concave venators. Concave venators. Why do I keep saying concave raptor? Sci-Fi's Oceana pack is going to be out. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they look like. Because most of them seem to be herbivores, which will be nice. Very cool. Very, very wicked. The alpines are the albinos. Right, they can get knocked out in a sec. Need to think about where we're going to move, where we're going to have this path going next. try and keep as much of the forest in play as I'm going to be streaming for quite a while, at least the next couple of hours. See how much of the park we can get done in that time. Let's have another guest structure down here. Maybe the bar? No. Have another restaurant down here. There you go. Well, I'll probably still be here when you get back, dude, so don't worry. Right, concave venator. Here we go. Where are all of our... Oh, they're all looking good. Nice mix of species, I think, isn't it? Oh, and we've got our dinosaur underneath our rocks as well. That, however, is a problem with these decoration mods. They don't have collision. So your dinosaurs can sort of phase through them. Which is a little bit weird. But that's the price we pay for having decorations, I suppose. Now, what have we got in terms of... Right, this space is actually quite empty down here, so we could have Spinosaurid or something down there. Just having a look at this, the land mass we have going on here. Ooh. Right, let's make that. Curved. What do we have going on here? Alright, so this is actually all one level up here. Is that going down? Or... Right, that is going down, yeah. So this is all... Oh wow, that's quite far back. Okay, next paddock Fallout wanted a Margosaurus. So let's do a Margosaurus down here. Hello, Ultron. Coastosaurus. Quite possibly. Enough of them have died in the Jurassic World franchise, after all. Let's not take too many trees off again. Just replace a few there. Make this paddock quite large, so we can have quite a few different species in here. Where's this? Ah, so we can actually connect it onto the back of that our other paddock over here, which is good. That'll save us a little bit of time. There we go. Ready for our Margosaurus. I think for our Margosaurus, we'll try to give them a sort of try to give them a bit of a sort of a creek running through here. It should be low enough for some water. Now we want to smoothen out the edges. So at least they've got some where to climb up and down. I'm gonna have to put some more water in, I think. Fast. There's certainly a limit to the water tool in this game, which is very frustrating. You have to have so much terrain around slopes. Even with the enhanced terrain tools, it's still very frustrating at times. There we go. That's better. And we're going to go for a bit of a redwood forest feel. So I want to give quite a lot of this shale down, and we will cover it up in a minute. Right, so for our river, let's construct a bit of a rapids creek sort of airfare down here. Why have you just done that? I do hate it when it does things it shouldn't. No, that's a bit weird. What low rocks? Yeah, right. A few spats of sand to make it look like there's a shallow area here for crossing. Right, redwoods. Now, a lot of people just tend to put down these groups of 3 down and leave it at that. I tend to try and minimize the number of these that I use, because otherwise it looks a bit too formulaic. Forests don't grow in such perfect patterns. If you want your enclosures to look better, get away from having too many perfect patterns of trees and forests. Try to be a little stranger. Stick them in random places. And always make sure there's space, especially with big trees like this. They will require a lot of space around them. So getting patches where they grow so closely together like that, it does happen, but try not to overdo it. And try to limit the number of really big ones. Have one there. Have one there. Yeah, okay, that'll work. The Amargosaurus may be sauropods, but they're very small, so they only need small feeders. One there. One there. And let's have one at the back there. Fallen redwood will suit this enclosure quite nicely. So let's have one there. Let's have one at the back slightly there. Let's have one at the edge of the forest there. Yep. Right, some ferns. Now ferns will suit this enclosure quite well. We want to use the big fern bushes because we can clip them through like that. Yep, that works. Same thing over here. Patch there. Yep, maybe one more down there. stick a couple of other trees around, because you do get other trees growing in redwood forests. You don't just get redwoods. We have one there, and let's have. Can we stick? Yes, we can. Okay. Right. Bed in the redwood trees. Nice. Just continue the edge of the forest there. Same thing here. That's good. A little bit of vibrant stuff down at the river edge. Such. Quite a bit over here. So. Good. And then go quite large, but not too heavy. Just a couple of taps here and there. Just to make the shell look a little less heavy. A few firmer patches of rock. Little under the water, just give some illusory depth. Right, nice little redwood enclosure for our Amargasaurus. Come along. There we go. Now a nice little frilled sauropod. Nice. So what should we have living with our Amargasaurus? Any suggestions? Looking good, concave insert. Anybody? Suggestions or something to live alongside our Amargasaurus? Preferably something small-ish. Breakfast. Hello, Dino. See, maybe I'm doing my streams too early in the day. That might be why I don't get many people joining in. Maybe I should try doing them later like Evo does. Or maybe I just pick a terrible day. Who knows? I think it looks okay so far. Yeah, we are going to have a lot of space for another species. Let's see. The Mosasaurus, maybe? Actually, let's go for some bog standard Triceratops, because they are... Go for the... Actually, we'll go for these slightly red ones. Triceratops doesn't give much love, I've noticed anymore. People seem to... forget it exists. Junkie. Yeah, we'll have some trikes living alongside our Amargasaurus. Cute. Might even get a third species in here, something small. You think about where to put our next carnivore. We were going to possibly have a Spinosaurid of some description and make use of this beach. There we go. This goes. Wow, Dino, way to make me feel self-conscious. Only 5 people watching the stream. Yeah, it does suck a little bit. But we do only have 55 subscribers at the moment, so I suppose if you think about it, that's what, just shy of 10% people joining in. And I mean, Evo has 40,000 subscribers and only tends to get about 300 people watching. So I suppose I don't feel that bad about it. That being said, it would always be nice to have more subscribers and more viewers. Right, so this bit is incredibly tall compared with that beach. Let's continue this ridge line. Ultron, any help, any suggestions to friends of yours who might want to subscribe to us would be very much appreciated. At the moment, we're just sort of concentrating on getting videos out because that seems to be the only way of getting people to see the stuff we put out, basically. We don't get much of an advantage from YouTube's algorithms and stuff until we hit 1,000 subscribers, so until then, we're kind of limited in what we can do to gain more subscribers. It's not easy to start a channel. I suppose we're sort of waiting for our first big hit video, which well, I'm hoping that the Pokemon video that our third member is going to do will help with that. I mean, it's Pokemon. People should be interested in that, one hopes. It's a bit more level of the beach. Right, water for our Spinosaurus. I'm sure you know other people Fallout who could give us a watch. Not just me and Dane, for sure. It's going to remove so much, isn't it? It's really annoying that you can't put water down at the actual beach. It doesn't allow you to put water down that low. These are very steep. Let's hope it doesn't look too weird when our Spinosaurus go, or Spinosaurid, whatever you choose to put in. Right. That's true. I should do another Prehistoric Kingdom one at some point. It's just like Prehistoric Kingdom is one of those games where you really have to have an idea before you get started about what you want to actually build. Because if you don't have a clear idea, then can this viewing gallery technically look over that tree line? No, it cannot. It looks like it should be able to, but apparently not. Yeah, it's a little better. What I am going to do is actually continue this water along here. That gives us a nice artificial level. And then the terrain height is good, because it means we get a bit more on the viewing tower. It's one heck of a beach for a Spinosaurus. I hope they appreciate it. Right. So we need a suggestion for a fish-eating Spinosaurian dino army. Any suggestions? Missing this, I just. No, I think my favourite Spinosaurian would fit in an enclosure this size, for sure. This enclosure is enormous. I mean, right. Let's let's put some trees in here actually. Looks a bit strange. Hmm. Oh, now poor trikes. I've been up here knocked out, unconscious for some time. Cruelty to dinosaurs. Right. Spinosaurians. So we could have Spinosaurus. We could have Spinoraptor. We can have those two I needed to delete from my files. Oxalia is only a meat eater. Surely not. It's a large piscivore. Maybe it's just a mistake. Yeah, because I know the Dracodon Titan. Ooh. You could have the Dracodon Titan. Yeah, let's have Dracodon Titan in. And let's have quite a few. We'll make this Dracodon Titan exhibit. So again, we'll put in some, just a few rocks, not many, since this is supposed to be a beach. What about doing the rocks? What did you think I was talking about when I said Spinosaurid? Oh, you mean baryonyx? Or did you mean my fondness for Liopleurodon? It's magical Liopleurodon. Oh, yeah, that would be Liopleurodon. And I mean, you're not far off. I mean, many Spinosaurids do have the same features as Liopleurodon. Similar shaped snout, teeth, eye position, etc. So you're not far off there for now. Spinosaurids just don't have flippers. Um, yeah, that's alright. It's quite peachy because it's a beach. Right, let's get out how hybrid Dracoden Titan. Definitely one of the coolest mods that have been released for this. I know more about sharks and dinosaurs, so this is out of my league. Well, you'll get an education through me. God, they are loud. I mean, this is a hybrid, so it's not a real dinosaur species. And yeah, it does look like. I wouldn't be surprised if it popped up a lot stalking the beaches of Fallout 4, for example. It definitely looks a bit Death Glory for sure, with the scoots along its back and such. Yeah, we could definitely fit another species of dinosaur in here. It's barely full. Think about that. Right. Let's send in our completely unprotected flimsy-looking jeep and tranquilizer darters. Oh, come on, dude, you could do that. I'll do it myself. He's taking forever. I'll do it myself. Oh dear, that's close. we'll just ignore the fact that he tried to nom on my. It was a good shot. Oh, I missed him with that one. Oh, he's down anyway. Oh dear, in the backside. Makes you laugh that they thought about putting dart drop in this game. It's like, is that necessary to have the darts behaving as they really would? This isn't a shooting game. What's better, a Suchomimus or a hybrid? I was never particularly fond of the Suchomimus. I'm not particularly fond of. I'm hearing the first thing I see are hybrids being shot. Hello, Bread. I'm not particularly fond of Suchomimus, or at least the way it's depicted in this game. It looks too thin. It looks starved. Especially the jaws. They are really, really narrow and really, really thin, and I just don't think that's realistic. Right. Bread, give me another herbivore, please. Something to put in with our Amargasaurus and Triceratops. Where's the alpha of the pack? No, we don't have an alpha Amargasaurus. That's interesting. Dino skinny Fletcher no like. Hello, Allosaurus, bro. I don't know, Bread. Well, come up with one, Bread. Give me a letter of the alphabet if you can't think of an actual dinosaur. G. Fallout says G. Watch him having picked, I think, the only letter where there are no her. Oh no, there are two or three. Dino Army, you know not to make compies. Jungle. Go for Guibia, because I really like the skins on this thing. And Dino Army, you know that when it comes to me and compies, I have a love-hate relationship with them. I hate them, they hate me. Dino loves them. So this guy, Guybosaurus. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it because the G, it would be I think it is Guybosaurus. So Guybosaurus is an odd one. Paleontologists aren't sure whether it's a relative of theropod meat-eating dinosaurs or a relative of sauropods, which are huge plant-eating dinosaurs. Um, they can't tell from the fossilized remains, apparently. Hence, so these guys are based on a carnivore uh, model. They're based on Proceratops, but they eat plants. But they look like carnivores as well with the quills and stuff. So it's it's a bit of a mismatch. But they'll look nice amongst the redwoods, I think. How's our Aranosaurus and Cosmoceratops doing? Yeah, looking good. Where's our concavinator? Concavinator. Oh, that's a nice picture shot, if ever I saw one. Mm. Gotta keep gotta keep an eye out for nice looking screenshot opportunities. Any others? No, Cosmos are in quite a good. No, they're just at the wrong angle. And that guy is phasing through a rock, which is just it's just have his head buried in a rock. Oh, the Minecraft stego. God, you're never gonna let me live that one down, are you, Dino? Ay. These guys are not quite in a nice position, so no. I don't know, you make one error while attempting to mod Stegosaurus, and you end up making it turn into a Minecraft-looking thing, and it's never allowed to be ignored. This beach is enormous, 5 Dracodentitans, but who's the alpha of the pack? There is no alpha of the pack in this one either. Hmm. Right, Guybosaurus 1. 2. 3. 4. Nice. So we're managing to keep quite a lot of the trees, which is good because we wanted this to look quite forested. I feel like we can make use of this hill here for some sort of decoration. Making you have a mini heart attack when the alien scream prank was funnier. I can take a joke as much as the next man dino. Do it again, and I'll make sure there's a horse's head in your bed. It was not funny at the time. Damn, it petrified me. Fletcher, if I do it again, you won't be doing it again, though, Dino, will you? I'll kick you off the server just for fun. I'll get told off by Evo, but I'll just say that you deserved it. Acting like an admin. No, I'd never do that. So I wouldn't kick people off Evo's Discord just for annoying me in a stream. Um, that would just be dictatorship. Of course, with Dino Army, I might make an exception. One thing you don't do when someone is hiding in what he thinks to be a completely safe room is to play an alien scream when he's trying to hide from said xenomorph. Especially considering said xenomorph was in the room next door. Hence why I was hiding from it. That's nice. F for forest. Right. Are all of our Guybosaurus in here? Yes, they are. Nice. Something else to boost the numbers up in there. Now Dracoda and Titans are in here. What's the time? Well, we've been going for nearly 2 hours. So that's alright. I think we need one, I think we'll do one more enclosure in this particular stream. So, let's put in another path. Hello, significant other. Dana's here, everyone. Say hello. definitely get another exhibit in here. Maybe a gyrosphere. Have a gyrosphere tour in here, since this is huge. You really must stop calling him that.
Oops, my finger's about to slip.
What? No! he, he just wanted to put you in timeout, I know, for that. No, I'm okay for tea for the moment, thank you. Not doing much to... I'm not gonna say that.
I'm sorry, whenever you wake up after being in panic mode for like 12 hours, please let me know.
Right. Gyrosphere. Obstructed point. You should be able to put a thing on there, surely. You got loads of space. Apparently not. And he did ask me for tea, yes. But hopefully that should now be... How is that not enough? There we go. You guys are going to be fussy about it now. I saw you go blue, Gyrosphere Gate. Do not play games with me. Wow, this area really is enormous. You get like 4 carnivores in here. Now you're going to do the same thing, aren't you? You're going to be fussy about where you allow me to put the gate. Fine, I'll put you there. Yeah, wow, we could get so many carnivores in here. Would you like some coffee? Ah, there are no coffee drinkers in this household. Where's the gyrosphere? Right, okay. Where's the fence? Okay. That should be big enough for one. So we're going to put one carnivore in there. And then I want to try to keep some of this forest. So we'll have another one maybe at the end here, and then maybe one more squished in there, I don't know. To give the illusion that they're all being in one enclosure. The old invisible fencing. Have water at that edge. So that way the gyrosphere gets a good shot as it goes along the side. I haven't drunk tea since the age of 7. Bread. I'm going to have a word with you. In the name of Britishness. I joke. I would send someone else to come and have a word with you about Britishness. Can you put these over the gyrosphere tracks? Might be something to try. Might try and stick, because this wouldn't have to hang over by much. You could, look at that. Hang on. One. Cannot flatten. I'm going to have to remove some terrain back here. I don't want it to stick over too much because the gyrosphere has to go under there. Look at that! We can have gyrosphere tunnels thanks to this mod. That's pretty cool. I like that. Of course, now we have a really weirdly... There we are. Gyrosphere tunnel. Nice. Oh, hello, Neron. Yeah, stream's been okay so far. Bit short on people, but, you know, we are just at the beginning, after all. And, I'm doing okay, yeah. In fact, Neron, you're just in time to pick a carnivore for me. Preferably a reasonably sized one. Nothing compy size. We want something big.
When I say reasonable size, you should probably say what size you're looking for: big, small, medium, gigantic.
Something quite big. Not small, not huge. Somewhere in between. You know, we could do like I know we've had loads of we've got loads of rocks now. We've got loads of bushes now. Someone could do with adding some new types of tree. Like I don't know. I wouldn't mind something like Japanese Mongolia or cherry blossom or maybe some beech trees or an actual mangrove tree. Like I just want new rigs. Yeah, new animation rigs would be a cool touch as well. Constructed. Okay, okay. I'm gonna have fun doing this like everywhere I can. I can make tunnels with my rocks. I will do it wherever I now can. We have a dislike. No, who disliked? Ah, am I going to have to send the British Empire round? Dane, get on the phone to the Lancasters. We need to send. We need to send the bombers around again. Nice. It's the Queen now. Oh, Ultron, be a bit not so thing. Right, Neron, come on. You haven't given me a big carnivore of some description. Fletcher's the Tsar. I don't know. Tsar Fletcher. I kind of like that. Light touch the old shell again. Here you go. Right. Anything aloe related? I don't know. I kind of want to try and use as many new species that people have added in as possible. I want this one to be quite a large species. Saurophagnax. Teratophonius. Torosaurus, Yangchung, Tyrannotitan. Actually, haven't had. Let's have Tyrannotitan. At least for this first paddock. And then for this end paddock, we'd only be able to have something quite small, I reckon. And then we could probably stick another paddock in here. Actually, I might change the layout of this gyrosphere so we get a bit more room down here. Let's get the Tyrannotitans out. Nice. Two Tyrannotitans. Car work to do. Not again. We have 3 dislikes. No, we have 2. I wonder what people are disliking. See, I don't mind people disliking stuff. I just wish they would tell me why. Like, I wish there was a thing on YouTube where, like, if you disliked on something, you had to explain why you were disliking. Because it makes it difficult for us as creators to know if it's something we're doing wrong. And I suppose it'd be kind of useful to know what it is people don't like so we can improve. But, oh well. I suppose some people dislike videos for really silly reasons, so I guess that's probably why it can't be done. Right, so we can put in another paddock down here. Again, this one is going to be quite small, and it's in the dark as well. There's no way of getting light there, I don't think. Even if I cut off huge amounts of these mountains. Like, where is actually the sun? The sun is coming in from that angle over there. So, in order to get sunlight down here, we'd have to actually destroy all of this mountain, pretty much. Goodbye, mountain! And even having done that, you still barely get any light through here. get a little bit more down here, but that's about it. Which is a shame. We can't really get any extra land over there, so... might as well... Ah, God. Titanoboa. Um... Hmm. I think there are other species I would pick over Titanoboa, for sure. Titanoboa just isn't that interesting. It's just a big snake. Like, I think I would prefer something like an Entelodont, you know, the big killer pigs, or an Archosaur like Postosuchus, or something along those lines. First, the other problem, of course, with Titanoboa is that it's a snake, so it has to slither, and I think it's been proven with that Arthropleura that someone did that looks so strange. Can we just flatten to that size? No, apparently not. It looks very weird. Just ignore that one. So the only problem with the map boundary mod is that when you get to the map boundary, you have to play nice. Otherwise, it looks very strange. Ah, what have I done? I know there is a way of fixing it, because I did it on the last map, I just can't remember how. Yeah, that's... Yeah, you can fix minor mess ups like that. You just have to fiddle with it a lot. Yeah, I can do that though another time. Let's actually get some more another paddock in here. Well, at least we know our videos get suggested to people. Yeah, we can actually. That actually works. We can stick a slightly large paddock in there. Let's go with slightly bigger fencing so I can actually see it. There you go. There's our second paddock. There we go. Invisible fencing. Thus, replace some of these trees. Is that right? What's a sus? Yeah, Dane is always sus. It's why when I play particular games with him and Vice, I usually shoot him first. Because I know for a fact it's usually him. And if it isn't him, well, it probably would be him. So Fletcher is violent in video games. Why do you think I haven't played War Thunder on here? One Lord of War Thunder, and that would be it for this channel, I would think. I can get quite incredibly hostile when playing War Thunder. whole household is sus. Ugh, why did you do that? Fletcher is the most sus. You know, generally I'm not suspicious as a person. I'm not generally bad or anything. You know, never been in trouble with the law. I'm an upholding citizen of things. Fletcher never shoots. Dane just has the unfortunate tendency to look suspicious even when he doesn't mean to. The last time I played, I happened to spot him viewing through his sniper rifle looking at the distant battle beyond, and I was convinced that he was the bad guy as a result, so I shot him. And when he complained at me for shooting him, I was like, well, you were looking through your sniper rifle at me. I was therefore convinced you were the bad guy. It made perfect sense to me. Dane, rather oddly, did not agree with my assessment of the situation. And there were strong words. I suppose it doesn't help that when we're playing my tabletop RPG is Dane's luck is outrageous. He tends to succeed where really things ought not to, which is ever so slightly inconvenient as the DM.
One-shotting.
Yes, one-shotting things when you really ought not to. Like the boss enemy, for example, but we'll ignore that. I don't hold it against him much.
He totally does.
Of course I do. I'm the DM. I'm supposed to hold these things against you. Next up, I'm going to one-shot your boss monster.
Wise.
You're the reason why the health of all the monsters have gone up.
I thought I was just clean my sword.
Make boss enemy your pet, roll 20. Well, actually, one of the items his character has does kind of... it might be possible to do that with. Don't give him ideas, Dino.
Someone legitimately did that, though.
Might have been a bit much on the old shale there. Right, another type of large carnivore, I suppose, or something small that can be easily seen. Cannot flatten my foot. Let's see here. Hmm. Sorry, I'm getting lost in my... Anime is bad though. Or are you talking about the games? Fletcher never talks anime. I do talk anime on occasion, but not to say anything nice about it.
They're big words for a scary man.
Okay, look, I just don't get anime. I have seen many animes, or bang, whatever you want to call them. I don't get.
You've seen many anime. It's plural and singular.
Alright, I just don't get them. I don't understand people's fascination with them. A lot of them are full of tropes, which I think are terrible. Um.
Yet the one you like is the trumpiest of them all.
I also just think the Japanese have a really weird.
Go on.
I'm gonna have to be careful what I say here, aren't I?
Yep, because you're loud.
I think certain aspects of their culture are a bit difficult for us to understand, being from a different culture.
Example.
Fascination of the new guy at school being somehow amazingly attractive to absolutely every female he meets, making them all have massive nosebleeds, springs to mind.
That is called a trope. That is not culture. That's also people finding people who are mysterious and they don't know anything about them cooler than the people that live their lives and figured out by now. Why you keep around me?
Or that they're a complete love affair with jiggle physics.
That's again just a trope.
Fletcher is like trembling from being cancelled for his opinion. Maybe, maybe. But I mean, I think it's one of the reasons why I find it very difficult to watch them, because I think just culturally it's very different, and that makes it difficult to understand. Ah, I lost the wall. Whoops. Yeah, that should be big enough for one more Carnivore in here. Final Fantasy. Another thing I just don't understand. I swear if I ever meet a chocobo in real life, I would make such a massive curry out of it.
Apparently their flavor profile is more similar to turkey than it is to chicken.
Well, the thing is, I don't actually like... it's not that I dislike the creature, I dislike its music.
Well, I mean the music that changes every game.
The music that has been in every game, and that on a particular... the online Final Fantasy was played so much. And when the person that you're living with at the time has a tendency to grind the race events for hours and hours and hours. It was like being forced to listen to Justin Bieber for hours and hours and hours. This sort of thing that would turn people into psychopaths. I exaggerate, of course, but God, after a while I wanted to kill those chickens.
Aren't you glad that I and I stay in the same room as you and I play everything through my headphones?
Yes, I am very glad. Not that you have to play things through your headphones, because I know you wouldn't be that cruel to me, but
I can connect this to the speaker which is currently downstairs and maybe listen to Choco music while we dinner.
I seriously hope I never ever have to listen to that music again. That doesn't mean you get to sit there humming it.
You remind me of it now, I fearful.
What have I done? No, why did you do that? It's very weird. Looks a little nicer, I suppose. Don't mind me, I'm just doing decoration while you all talk away. That's an enormous redwood. Okay, we'll have a single one. We'll have a single huge one. So big it looks bizarre. Let's put a few more fallen ones in to make this look like it's been part of some sort of cataclysm or something. Fletcher hates vents and droids. No, I hate vents. Although you might be disappointed to hear, Dino, that I don't think I'm going to play any more of Alien Isolation. I think I'm done with it. At least for a while. No, it's not fear at all. It's because the aliens got to the point where it's a pest. The fact that it can be jumping into one vent on one side of the wall and simultaneously be leaving a vent on the other side of the wall without there being any travel time between them is just not fair gameplay. And I don't know, I feel like the alien has gotten to a point with me now where it's just being more of a pest than actual something to be scared of. Like, I know it's supposed to be challenging, and I know that the alien is supposed to be deadly and everything else, but it's almost got to a point now where the alien is not deadly, it's just annoying. The game is hampering my progress, not through legitimate threat, but more half-hearted game mechanics that just don't make sense. I don't know. I might go back on it and I might do it for the channel in the future, but I think for the time being, I'm done. I'm just done with it. It hasn't won me over on the horror game genre, unfortunately. It's good. You can lower the difficulty. Yeah, but I don't want to lower the difficulty. I mean, I'm playing the game on the difficulty it suggests. And it seems like the difficulty it suggests is the xenomorph is going to be frustratingly annoying. You can't have the xenomorph go into a vent and then within 2 seconds pop out of the vent again before you even have a chance to do anything. Pentarodontosaurus. Let's have good old T-Rex. Oh, actually, did I put the carnivore feeders in this pack? No, I have not. So I don't actually know how much space I'm going to have. Actually, we could put raptors in here as well. We could put something small, but it's quite in the... Now, go T-Rex. Let's have big old Rexy boy, since this is going to be the last part before I head off. Alpine Tundra Step Wetland. We'll have a couple. Now, Rexy boys. Nice. Tyrannosaurus Rex to the back. Yeah, 2 Rex. So we got Tyrannotitan in here. You've got our Giganotosaurus. Somewhere. There you are. And we'll have 2 T-Rex in here as well. And we've actually kept quite a lot of the forest as well. So there's kind of blend into our forested environment. I love the fact that we can have tunnels over the gyrosphere exhibits. Now, that'll be quite fun. I wonder how... can we have them over paths, or does the path collision detection kick in? No, we can have them over paths as well, so these rocks give quite a lot of options for the future. Quite a lot of people in here. I love how it looks. These trees, though. I do like the what we've got so far. Dracodon Titan's alright. Got quite a lot of space left to fill in as well. Chesty all of a sudden. Right, let's get these T-Rex moved over. Fletcher, would you download Sci-Fi's new mod? Stabster, those rocks are part of the so is it the terrain overhaul, texture overhaul, terrain texture overhaul, something environmental overhaul, I think, something along those lines. They've updated the mods to make all of these scenery options that it gives non-replacers now, so you can have all of the scenery, like the rocks and the ferns and the tree logs and everything, as separate, so you can actually do your own sort of paddock designs and stuff now properly. Oh, a little leopard print Guybosaurus down there. Weird Cosmoceratops. Ah. Now Savage did Savage did post some names for dinosaurs right at the very start. Potato, 15 tons of yogurt, toasty nosed little nugget. They're all quite weird names, I have to say. I quite like Toasty Nose for this one, since his nose is blue, but it doesn't really work, does it? 15 tons of yogurt. These are really weird names. We're going with Little Nugget for this one. Oops. We'll call one Rex Little Nugget. And we'll call the other one, Bill. Oh no, this is supposed to be the female, isn't it? We'll call this one EO. Who's that? Well, it kind of passes. Here we got Little Nugget and EO for our two T-Rex. Yeah. Nice. To do some, that one's kind of hovering. That looks a bit bizarre. Yeah, that's a little better. How to make another how to choose dinosaurs now. Would you add Cryolophosaurus to this pack? I would definitely have Cryolophosaurus. I mean, I will have 104 species because two of these, Siamosaurus and Sigil Massasaurus, I didn't particularly like. So those two will be gotten rid of. So I'll have 104 to choose from. So still adding new species. I've got the Intricatheres now, the Paraceratherium. I'm hoping we might get someone make Edaphosaurus using the Dimetrodon, but make it a plant eater and do some adjustments to the model to make Edaphosaurus. I'm still hoping we get more herbivores, since I think we're quite heavy on the carnivores now. I'm interested to see what Dracodon Titan's creator comes up with, though, for his next particular mod. Because the Dracodon Titan is one of the best that I've seen. In just terms of both the imagination of having a hybrid of Polacanthus and Baryonyx, just the look of the thing. It looks great. So yeah, I'm interested to see what he comes up with next. This is becoming sort of a staple of mine, making letters like this. Might have to do a proper font at some point. But yeah, so it's 10 to 7 here, so I wanted to do about 3 hours or so. So we'll call it here for the day. I'm going to round my species off at 100. So far I have 86. Stabstar, I think you might want to. Actually, I don't know. Actually, I think if you get rid of some of the ones which are a bit questionable, I think 100 is a good number. But yeah, I'm going to stop here for the day. I want to thank those of you who did join in for joining in, and keeping watching the Triclaw Gaming videos. We are seeming to be stuck at 55 subscribers at the moment. We've been stuck there all month. So anything you guys can do to help us get our numbers up a little bit, maybe mentioning us to friends or suggesting us to your friends or whatever, would be very much appreciated. We are going to be next week, we're going to have quite a few videos coming out next week. So tomorrow we're recording our next debate video with that's all three of us. We are also going to have next week Vice's Pokemon Uranium video, first video hopefully, and I will be doing a JWE video on paddock decoration. Sort of some tips and tricks to make your paddocks look, well, like this, I suppose. But yeah, so that'll be all coming next week, hopefully. Is there anything else to add? Oh yes, please make sure you are watching our videos. Dane's Hades playthrough is still going on, and he would appreciate more watches. So do watch that if you haven't already. And yeah, that's everything. So thank you guys, and
the longest outro I've ever heard.
yes, I know. I'm not used to it yet. Okay, but thank you guys. Stay safe. Remember COVID regulations and all that. And goodbye.